This is Nick Snar interviewing my cousin Louie about the gas crisis of 1970. Thank you for being here. So let me start off asking you, when did you first learn about the gas crisis?
Oh, gee, right before it happened, I guess Carter was president, and because of the Iranian revolution and other stuff, we knew that they were having economic issues with petroleum production in the U.S. was declining, and we were more and more contingent on petroleum coming from foreign countries. And a lot of it, most of it, particularly from the Middle East, where a lot of the nations weren't friendly with the U.S. So,
how did this affect your everyday life?
well, the biggest thing was we had to wait in line. But they started rationing gas, odd even. If your license plate ended in a even number, then you went and got gas on even days, and odd numbers on odd days. But because of the shortage of oil and gas, the lines to the gas stations were incredibly long, and you had to wait in line. So what I tried to do was get there either early in the morning or later in the evening or during off hours of rush hour, and try to get there and not have as long a lines.
Did you know anybody else that was greatly affected by this in another way?
No, I think we're all pretty much affected the same way, whether you were a regular student or whether you were in work or worked for a company and drove trucks. It was all the same. Nobody could get gas. So for businesses particularly, since my dad worked for a construction company and had his own company vehicle and drove quite a lot, it became more and more of a problem for those types of companies.
How did the price of gas change compared to what it originally was?
Let's see. Before I graduated from college in the early '60s, I guess when I started going to college, but that way, gas was around 26, 27 cents a gallon. In '73, it had gone up, but only to about 40 cents a gallon. So it hadn't gone much, but even a 1 cent change in a gallon of gas was considered a lot, and people were outraged that gas prices were going up. But considered what you're paying for gas today, it was still quite cheap.
What was done to try to solve the issue?
Well, I think for a while there wasn't a lot that could be done. We had to turn back to the U.S. and look at other ways to get what remaining oil that was in the ground out of the ground. I think we turned to Venezuela, got a lot of oil from Venezuela, which we'd been getting all along, but I think we had to redevelop resources that we had shut down in the U.S. Offshore drilling started coming into being in order to find new exploration fields and that type of stuff.
All right, well, thank you. And that's it.